Hey guys, Credible Crypto here with another video update. Taking off from our last video, we're going to talk about the market, where we're at, what I'm looking at, two main possibilities that I see here as far as further downside, and where I'm looking to go from here. Alright, so in the last video, guys, I actually can't remember what I talked about in the last video. But anyways, from the last couple of weeks, basically, we had this move up, and we ended up rejecting in the supply zone here, and then I ended up shorting at around 5,300. Initially I planned to short this area, but the problem was that I saw two possibilities here, and we'll talk about those counts as well, just so you guys can get a better understanding of what I was seeing, what my thought process was. So as you guys can see here, we have what looks to be, ignore what happened after, but we have what looks to be an ascending triangle, and it's possible that it was an ascending triangle. We had our A wave, a B wave, a C wave, a D wave, and then this triangle as our E wave, which in a triangle you're allowed to have the E wave as another triangle. And then we have this break to the upside, right? So what this giant triangle could have been is that this could have been our fourth wave. And I think I did talk about this in my prior videos. I had our fourth wave as a flat initially, right? Something like this. And I said that we were channeling up in what looked to be a corrective X wave before a move down for our Y wave. However, this became another possibility that I had to take into consideration. And if this was our fourth wave finishing here and we were starting our fifth wave, we would have expected an impulsive move to the upside, which meant that we could have broken above the supply zone to our next level of resistance, which was at $5,800. So because of that uncertainty, I pulled my short orders here. And then we did see a break to the upside. And when we were right about here, we had made this third wave up, this 1, 2, 3, and I tweeted out that we've now completed 3 waves to the upside. If this is simply part of our W, X, Y, X, Z correction, then this could be all we get. So make sure you have your stop losses set. And if we do consolidate here, we could go up for a fifth wave to complete this fifth wave up after this fourth wave, right? So I had my stop losses set. I was long at this point, not on Bitcoin, but on Ethereum. I had the stop losses set. And I had a stop sell order on Bitcoin as well. So we did go up. We ended up falling back down into this triangle, which told me that this wasn't actually a fourth wave triangle, but rather it was just our flat as we originally anticipated. And that flat looks like this, W, X, Y, right? So that invalidated this triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this, not to confuse anyone. And we were left with what seemed to be a flat, right? So then I went ahead and I got short on Bitcoin at 5,300, rode that down all the way to 49.25.5, right at the bottom of this wick. It went down to 49.23. I closed out my shorts at 49.25, took profits, and this is what I'm expecting now, right? So there's two possibilities here, guys. As you know, we're looking for a 5-wave move to the downside to signify completion of this flat correction, all right? Now, we did get 5 waves here, all right? This was our fifth wave, what I believe to be our fifth wave. It won't be confirmed until we move above this high again, but it looks like we did get a completed 5 waves here. However, this could mean two things, guys. So there's two possibilities. The first is that our flat is a running flat, all right? And in a running flat, it's something that looks like this. Let me actually relabel this. Should be ABCs, not WXYs. All right, so in a running flat, we have our A wave, we have our B wave that goes above the start of the A wave, like how we had here. And then we have a C wave that falls short of the bottom of the A wave, like how we have here. All right, that's one possibility. Okay, that's the first possibility, the running flat. And the other option is an expanded flat. Let me actually zoom out a little bit. Give us some more space here. All right, so this is the first option. And then the second option is an expanded flat, which is similar to the running flat in that the B wave goes above the start of the A wave. However, it differs in that the C wave goes below the start of the A wave and finishes below it, all right? So there's two types of flats that we could be forming here. We're not quite sure which one it is yet. But the bottom line is that the running flat will fall short of this low here, whereas the expanded flat will go below this low here, all right? And we're looking for 5 waves regardless, okay? So there's two possibilities here. The first is that these 5 waves, this was our C wave. Let me relabel this as well as an ABC. All right, so the first possibility is that we're forming a running flat here. We've completed a running flat, and then this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was our C wave. Our C wave has to be 5 waves in both situations, right? That's the first possibility, okay? So I am now long on Ethereum at 160, which is the equivalent of where Bitcoin was right here, okay? So I am long right now because this could possibly be a running flat, and this could be the local low before we break above 5,800 plus, right? The other possibility is that this 5-wave move is actually just the first wave of a larger 5-wave move that brings us down even further, and that would be the expanding flat scenario, all right? So we don't know which it is yet, so I did go ahead and I am long right now in case it's the first scenario, but if this move up ends up being like a 3-wave move and it's weak and I get some sort of invalidation here, then I will look to exit my longs and look to possibly flip short or just look to rebuy at a lower level for what would be an expanding flat that is forming, all right? Now, if we take a look at the fib levels, we have some excellent fib levels here. So let's first take a look at this is our A wave, our B wave, our C wave. Our B wave tends to be in an expanding flat and a running flat, about 1.23% of our A wave. We take our fib level, and we see that we got a perfect 123.6% ratio of our B wave to our A wave. So that works out well, all right? If this is a running flat, then it's over and we're headed up. If it's an expanding flat, then we'd expect the C wave to go to go below this low here, up to 1.68% of our A wave. So let's measure that out and see what we get, all right? And we see that the 161.8 measurement takes us to this green support zone that I've been waiting for a retest, all right? So the expanding flat, although the running flat could be complete here, the expanding flat still makes a lot of sense when we look at the fib ratios and the levels at which we'd be hitting, all right? So if we do happen to continue down here and we do get above 5,092, which would be a completion of this move down, and then we come back down below this low, then I would have to assume that we're going to continue down for what I believe to be a running flat. And if that's the case, we still have the third wave, the fourth wave, and the fifth wave to go. So I think it's very likely that we hit this green region, all right? If we hit this green region, guys, it is going to be the long of a lifetime. It's going to be an excellent, excellent long opportunity because the next move would be to 6,000 plus. Remember, I've been saying for a while, I believe we'll see 6,000 plus before we see 4.2 thousand. So what that means is that if we do hit this level, I'm definitely going to long the crap out of it. But if we do hit this level, you can set a stop loss, or I will at least, at 4.2 thousand, maybe below this support here at 4.1. And I'll be targeting 6,000 plus, all right? I'll be targeting at least 6,000 at the minimum, most likely a lot higher, which gives me at minimum a 4 to 1 reward to risk ratio, all right? But again, we could go a lot higher and that number could get significantly larger, all right? If we're in a new bull market, which isn't confirmed yet, but I think it's very possible, then this may be the last time or one of the best opportunities you'll get to long Bitcoin in the next few years, all right? This opportunity right here. So really what I'm waiting to see is if we continue down to make an expanded flat and I'll long the crap out of this area, or if we simply end here and continue up, all right? Now, there's some other things that are quite important here. If we take a look at some of our other coins, it kind of hints towards us being done here. And that's not what I wanted ideally. I really would have loved to have longed this area once again, but we take what we can get. And right now, what I'm seeing on other coins tells me the drop might be finished for now, all right? Let's take a look at Bitcoin Cash. As you guys know from my last video, I mentioned that I'd be waiting for a move. In fact, here it is. This was what I typed up on my last video. Bitcoin bear market is likely over if Bitcoin breaks 6,000 before it hits 4.2K. We're still waiting on that. Ethereum is going to the moon. If this is the bottom at 160, we'll see that soon. Bitcoin may pull back to 4.3 to 4.5K. That's the green zone that I talked about. And then Bitcoin Cash will retrace along with Bitcoin back to 240 to 260. And notice here that Bitcoin Cash has dipped back down to 255, all right? So Bitcoin Cash has retraced into our buy zone. I have re-longed Bitcoin Cash after selling actually all of my Bitcoin Cash in the 300s. I've now bought all of that back at around 260, all right? So I'm long on Bitcoin Cash once again. It's possible we dip to the lower area of this region around 230. It's still possible. It's just not guaranteed. And just based off of what I'm seeing here with the wave structure, it's not very clear, to be frank. But what I do see is I see one leg down, all right, and then I see a move up, and then I see another leg down, that is the same length as the first. So there's symmetry there. This could be the end of the downside for Bitcoin Cash, which could also mean that it's the end of the drop for Bitcoin and Ethereum as well, all right? If we take a look at Cardano, Cardano also looks excellent right now. Let me find my Cardano chart. Yeah, so Cardano has now broken above. If you guys remember my original post on Cardano when we were back over here, I had two targets. We broke above that target, we shot up above it, and we're now retesting it as support. So Cardano is looking juicy again for the next move up, which is going to be quite significant. I believe it's, I'm targeting initially, what am I targeting? Like 12 cents initially, this level right here. 11 cents, and then above that I'm targeting 16 cents, which is double what we are now. But really, if this is, I mean, if this is, the wave count is just so crystal clear right here. So I think I'm back into Cardano as well, guys. I hop back in off this test, and I'm ready to see it pump again. So Cardano looks like it's done correcting. And then we take a look at Ethereum, and Ethereum also in a similar boat. We're retesting this 160 level, which if we look on the larger time frames, is that major support or the major resistance level that we broke through. It looks like we're retesting it again before continuing up. So Ethereum looks like it's done correcting. Ethereum could possibly go, if Bitcoin's not done correcting and we do get that expanded flat, then I would expect Ethereum to possibly test this level right here by 155, which would be a weekly retest of this weekly level that we broke out of. But again, that's not guaranteed if Bitcoin's done correcting. And then we look at some other things, like some other interesting things like the Bitcoin Cash to Bitcoin pairing. This is another thing that I noticed. So initially I assumed that we'd hold this level, but if we lost this level, I'd marked out this level as a retracement target. Bitcoin Cash has now retraced right into this level here, which is a retest of this high. And thus far it's holding. We did get a nasty wick here, but so far it's holding. Let's take a look on the smaller time frames. Wow, yeah, that's pretty nasty. It looks like, oh, it's on Kraken, so I can ignore that wick because it's on Kraken, guys. So yeah, Bitcoin Cash, this could have been the low for Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin pairing, which means that, again, we wouldn't expect Bitcoin Cash to dip any lower. And then we take a look at the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing, and we also see that, again, on Ethereum Bitcoin pairing, I've been in this trade for a while, and I've told you guys that this is my invalidation. I don't think we're going to see these lows again, and we're still holding that level. So everything pretty much looks primed to me to continue with the upside move. I would be a little surprised if we got the expanded flat, because it would mean that most of these coins would take a further dip, which right now it looks like they're ready to go. So again, that being said, not ruling out the expanded flat, and I would love to get it because it would be an amazing long opportunity. But currently, just based off of what I'm seeing, I think it's very possible that this 5 waves completes our running flat right here, and we are headed again to the upside. That's mainly what I wanted to make this video about. It's a quick, short, little sweet video. And just want to point out the opportunities that I see coming, what I'm looking for here. Either we get this 5 complete and we continue now up above this level and hopefully to the 6,000s, or we retrace upwards a little bit for wave 2, and then we come crashing right back down and headed to our green zone, like so, right? So guys, final word again, I don't think we'll see lower than 4.3K here. I think 4.2K will not be met. I think we will definitely still hit 6,000 before 4.2 thousand. And that's what I'm going to leave you guys with. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe. And turn my alerts on for future videos so you guys don't miss these updates. All right, thanks, guys.